I need some more energy. Say, I am extraordinary. I refuse to be ordinary. Now look to somebody beside you real quick. Say, it's one thing that I don't want you to ever forget that you will never ever look as good as me. Good. All right then. I know we got a live crowd tonight. We just want to welcome you from the bottom of our hearts to Greatness Awaits Conference 2016. Houston has showed up. Let's just give you a little background. The Morrows was with us when we started this thing in Dallas, Texas. We took it to Chicago, had a wonderful time 2 weeks ago in Chicago. Now we're here in Houston. We're down south with it. We'll be going to Philadelphia and some other places. You can follow along with this. But the whole thing that we will cover on my portion tonight is sharing your story with the world. Say, sharing my story with the world. It's so important that you share your story with the world, because if you don't share the story with the world, somebody is lacking. Somebody is falling. I have a man, if he could, just real quick before we move further. Do we have any veterans in the place today and tonight? Any veterans? Could you please stand, sir? Let's give him, Matthew's dad, let's give him a round of applause. We thank you, sir, for your commitment to this country, so we have the opportunity to stand. Thank you so much, Mr. Flores. We thank you so much. Sharing your story is so important, because I know that Mr. Flores can attest to that having a culture of being in the military, it was no man or no woman left behind. And you have to realize that if you're not careful, you're leaving somebody behind. You're leaving somebody behind. They're not fulfilling their destiny. Okay, let's give a test. Let's give a test. Okay? Now tell me, how many of you have read a book that impacted your life? Can I get a show of hands, please? Okay, put your hands down. I'm probably thinking that all of you probably didn't read the same book that impacted your lives. So we want to cover tonight CPR. Say CPR. Say CPR. CPR, the first thing that you need to make sure that you recognize for a CPR, when CPR has to be done, it's a dangerous situation. Most of the time, somebody's life is on the line. So when you go forward with having CPR, it's a rush. It's a sense of urgency. It's not, you know what? I was watching Atlanta Housewives, and girl, you know what? Did you see what they did? Did you see? They gonna bring Nene back. No, you're not moving slow like that. You're not moving slow like that. So, the thing that we have to make sure that we get out of this is you have to move with a sense of urgency. Say urgency. You have to have a sense of urgency, because someone's life is on the line. It was books that I read that empowered me to think that, you know what? I can do this thing. I can do this thing called entrepreneurship. I can write a book even though I didn't like to read, and I failed my British Lit course at SFA, as we got the Texas Real Estate King in the building, Ahmad, some SFA graduates in the building today. I had some issues because I thought, if I couldn't even do the report in British Lit, how in the world will I be able to write a book? That was so far-fetched for me. That's just like me getting with Elon Musk and trying to go to Mars or something. It was no way I could see that I would be able to attain the goal of sharing my story with the world. So CPR, first of all, Brian, are you ready? I want y'all to look at this, and I want y'all to read this to me, okay? Let's start. Young lady right here with the nice glasses. What's the first city that you see there? Pittsburgh, okay? All right, we see Pittsburgh. Man, Mr. Brazil. We see Brazil. Okay. Mr. Flores. What's the next city that you see up there? Michigan. Okay. My man right there in the white shirt. What's the next city that we see? We see Philly. Let me get one of my diamonds. Y'all just pick one. What's the next city? Detroit. Okay. Let me get my BU brother right there. What do you see? What's the next city that you see? Chi-Town. It goes down in Chi-Town, Chicago. All right, let's see here. Mr. Gene Morrow, the smooth man himself. What's the last city that you see there, sir? Iowa. You see Iowa. Is it fair to say that those different locations, by show of hands, were those different locations that we just called out? Okay. Now the book that you see is a gentleman that y'all might know that was speaking earlier. Could we say that was Mr. Thomas? That was Mr. Thomas on this book. Now, me and Mr. Thomas went to work because I was coming actually from Houston from a conference. Actually, it was the Dolls and Diamonds Youth Empowerment Conference. That's what Dolls and Diamonds. All right, get a show of hands for them. I came from speaking and keynote at their conference, and I said, you know what? It was really a personal reason. I said, I'm kind of tired and I got to make a 4 or 5 hour drive. So we were part of the same mastermind. So I kept hearing a gentleman from Detroit, and I found out he was from Dallas, and so I gave him a phone call. When I gave him a phone call and we shared some things about our personal lives and what we're trying to accomplish in the mastermind, I found out that Mr. Thomas wanted to get a book out, and he had seen that I had published a few myself. So as we talked, he told me about a conference he was going to in Chicago and how he kind of felt defeated because they had told him they wanted him back, but he had promised them that he would have a book from a keynote that he did from a workshop that he wanted to present to them. Because he didn't have the capability of doing that he was going to cancel the conference and not even go. I said, excuse me, because I come from a different kind of background. I use one of the phrases that my grandmother uses. I said, the devil is a lie. And so when I shared that with him, I said, no, I have a course, the Self-Publishing 30 Days course, and I would love to work with you because you are always serving and giving back to others. He said, Darren, are you sure that we can get this done? Because the conference is in October. I said, Brian, I'm sure that we can get this accomplished. So, by the way, let's just go over a few things. The book is published because you see that it's been in Pittsburgh. The book is in Brazil already. How long has the book been out, Brian? Maybe 2 months. Within the first month, the book is already was in Brazil. Brian, let's look at this a little bit. Brian has a job that he's over $90 million, 126 employees, and he had been working diligently in Detroit doing his job to the best of his abilities. But you know what Brian did? And it wasn't even February, guys. He got, I love you, Brian. And not from his wife. No, she wasn't hoarse. She didn't have a deep voice. It came from his superior. It came from his boss who came to him and told him, I love you. Why did Brian get the remorse that he was loved? He got the remorse that he was loved because it was no way his boss thought he could be able to pull off writing a book when he knew the load that he had on him on a day-by-day basis of making sure that the plant was running and that they were getting top profits for their conference and make sure their bottom line was going up. What I'm talking about is being capable. Say capable. That is the first C. See, Brian was similar to me, like a lot of you that's in the room today. When I was failing British Lit at Stephen F. Austin, I thought that I wasn't capable of publishing a book. The same thing with Brian. Brian had a keynote. He was going to turn down some money. Say money. He was going to turn down some money because he couldn't get his book out. Because he didn't realize that he was capable. And a lot of you today have to realize that you are capable, and it's important to have your story out to the world. Now, you might say, well, there's no reason for me thinking that. Well, because he was a guy from South Dallas. If you speak to some of the natives out of the Dallas area, they will pronounce it South Dallas with an F. But he's from South Dallas, so he figured nobody wants to hear a story about a guy like me. And by the places that you see here on this PowerPoint presentation, that you can see that, as my grandmama says, the devil is a lie. Because we see that it's in Brazil, Pittsburgh, Michigan, Philly, Detroit, Chicago, and Iowa. Now, it's a young man in the back. He's looking kind of dapper. His name is Walter Scott. Now, Walter Scott has a company Well, you say, well, Darren, I can't do that. You know, Brian has 126 employees and over 90 million, and he got how old is Jackson, Brian? He's 10 months now. So let's just say it's some sleepless nights in the Thomas household, to say the least, right, Brian? I'll say, and you have a wife as well, don't you? And she's full-time working as well, right? And you still got the book out, right? Okay, now here we are with another business owner by the name of Walter Scott, who trains for a living and gets the full potential out of young people. And now Walter's publishing a book. Walter said, well, how can a guy like me, I'm just in little old Greenville, Texas, how in the world will I could see if it was somebody from Dallas, Texas, because that's a few hours down the road, so I can see if they could publish a book. But how can a guy like me, who wearing gym shorts all the time and teaching kids how to practice and do basketball and going to the next level, how can I publish a book? He did the same thing. Walter, how many kids you got? How many kids you got? I have 2. You got 2 kids. Don't you have a wife? I have one. You have some extended hours for your company, well. And he still got the book done. Now, we see Chicago. Lives are being changed because we published a book. Lives are being changed because we went from thinking that we weren't capable to now we go to the P word. We have to be prepared. Prepared. When you realize that you're capable, you still need tools. I can know that it's a leak somewhere in this building, but if I don't have the proper tools, I cannot fix the leak because I don't have the right tools to get the project done. So just because you know you're capable, well, I know Mr. Palmer, I know I can do it because this is my year and I'm going to shine like a diamond. Girl, he went to Jared's. So we going to shine. So you want to shine bright like a diamond, but you must be prepared. Say prepared. You must be prepared. What am I talking about being prepared? You must be willing to invest in yourself. You have to find an expert. I have an expert in real estate. If I got a real estate need, I have a man. Could you show your hair, Mr. Larry? Mr. Larry Brooks and Davis real estate firm here locally in Houston. We also have other real estate professionals here, but he has been a guy that I know. He's an expert in that field. So if I need to get a deal done on apartment housing or something like that, a deal I'm trying to do, there's no sense of me saying, well, I love Property Brothers, and I watch HGTV all the time, and I think I can flip it. And then go in debt and be behind millions of dollars because I tried to do it myself. So you must get prepared with the right information. You must get around the right people because we have a sense of urgency. Say urgency. Because this is CPR. So you have to realize that you're capable and you have to be prepared. Now, you see there, the gentleman that's standing before you is Darren M. Palmer. That is me, by the way. That is me. Now, it switched from us doing just getting the book out and getting the course out to realizing that it was important that we move forward with sharing and preparing people through our weekly podcast. So if you have Stitcher, if you have iTunes, a lot of you who are sitting here now, you have like a 4x4 flyer there that was with information that you can be able to tune in and find out more. On this particular live show that you have here, this is the call-in number and the conference code that you can call in any Tuesday. I have live interviews with people from across the world where we cover steps how to prepare you to get your story out with the world. Now, if you need more information or more expertise, you can also contact me at selfpublishing30days.com. But it's important that you realize that you must be prepared. Okay. Now, what was the first step? We got, okay, let me hear some energy. The first step was what? What was the next step? Prepared. The last step is ready to do whatever it takes. Are you ready to do whatever it takes? Because you got to get a start before you go work 10 hours. Whatever it takes means that you might have a baby that might be 6 months old like Brian did. And you still have to babysit because your wife got to go on a business trip. But you got to still kind of type one step at a time with Jackson hitting you in the eye and playing with your eyelashes while he's trying to get work done. Doing whatever it takes. If you just like Walt, who has a young baby that's on the way and 2 kids who's saying, Daddy, we was doing an interview with me and Miss Morrow last weekend, and he forgot that he had his beats on, and he was listening live, and on a live show we heard, "Baby, do you want some water or some milk?" Now that's the way to do a live show. That's how you know it's live for real. For real, for real. FR, FR, FR for everybody who texting that. That's how you know it's for real when you hear, "Do you want water or do you want milk?" Sir, please, could you please put all the lines on mute, please. "Do you want water or do you want milk?" I said, oh my goodness. Now we are live on Self-Published in 30 days where you can get water and you can get milk and you can get your story out to the world. Can the church say amen? All right, now don't shut me down while I'm preaching good. All right, now we must realize that you must be ready to do whatever it takes. Are you willing to show up on a Friday night when everybody else has gone out? Yeah. Are you willing to invest in yourself? I got news for you. Why are you asking people to do what you won't do for you? Ooh, yeah, he said it. Yeah, he said it. You want people to do stuff for you. Well, I know I got a book in me. Matter of fact, I got 5, 6 books in me. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to share with the world, Mr. Palmer. But what are you doing to realize that you're capable of getting your mindset ready? What are you doing to prepare? Have you took a course on anything? Have you met anybody who published a book that you sat under? Have you talked to anyone? Do you even read books? How are you going to write a book and you don't even want to read a book? Well, I don't read too good. Well, you know, you can listen to them. They got a thing called audible.com that you can listen to it with your beats on from Dr. Dre. But we won't listen. As the interview I had with Darren K. Roberts last week on the podcast, and you can go look it up for yourself, he shared that for you to be a great writer, you must be able to read great writing. You must listen and read. Is Audible, listen to it. Or read books from Malcolm Gladwell. Or read Brian Thomas or Walter Scott. Darren M. Palmer, he'll be in the back table back there, by the way. Shameless plug. But I'm ABM, always be marketing. That's just who I am. Forgive me. But realizing that it's an urgency. Now, I didn't realize that it was an urgency until it was a young lady who came to me. This young lady went back to school. The young lady came and shared with me, "Darren, I just want to tell you, thank you so much for your book, Extraordinary Over Ordinary." It allowed me to understand that I could make it regardless of what situation I was going through. By the way, she just wasn't a student just like these young people who are just here. She went back to school. She was older. She had a kid that was almost in high school who had autism. Then she had 2 twins that's in kindergarten. But she still went to a private university because she earned a scholarship from a community college, and she finished valedictorian. When she went to give her speech before her class, she shared about my name and Extraordinary Over Ordinary, how it impacted her life, and when her son was having episodes at school. And by the way, to throw the cherry on top, she went through a divorce where she's raising all 3 kids by herself. Where she's going to school, valedictorian, she's at a local Tex-Mex place where she's waitressing for tips, but she got a full ride to a private school and she's valedictorian of her class because she moved with a sense of urgency. She had CPR. She had to realize that she was capable, she had to prepare herself, and she was ready to do whatever it took. Now I think back to myself, what if I would have got caught up because I didn't pass British Lit? What if I would have got caught up because I'm from a rural area and nobody in my family, they just worked in plants and mills and nobody in my family had ever done anything like that before? What if I got caught up because of my gender, where, I'm a woman, I can't do that. Well, Darren, I'm over 50 years old, I can't do that. Well, you know what, I come from a ranch and we don't write books. What if you are making excuses and somebody's destiny is in your hand? Because you won't stroke the paper with the pen, because you won't get down and get on Microsoft Word and get on pages and type for a few minutes a day. Somebody is missing out on their opportunity because you refuse to take them to the next level. So repeat after me. Say, I will share my story with the world. Take your hand real quick. Take your hand. Look at your hand. Pull it close to your face. Don't say hot though. Some of your breath ain't smelling good. Okay, I don't want you to fall out. We ain't got no liability in here for you today. Look at your hand. There's nobody with a fingerprint like you. You put your hand down. Leave your fingerprint on the world by sharing your story with the world. That's my time. Thank you so much.